All right, on today's video, I'm messing with a UPS system. It's a Tripp Lite, it's a 1500 watt, and my batteries have died. And instead of replacing a $250 system, I'm just gonna replace the batteries, which is gonna cost me less than $100. So, from what I have seen so far, I simply need to take this out. Screws out, we're gonna set it aside. This face should just pop right off. Obviously use a little bit of care because you don't want to break any tabs that may be underneath it. So you got two tabs underneath here that stick into there. Don't just yank it off or you will have some issues being able to put it back on. There's a little retaining clip that just slides right out. Set that off to the side. And then this little piece of tape looking thing is actually a pull tab. As you pull that out, these wires in here, you may be able to see them are getting a little bit tight. And so remember how you have it. Red is on the left when the top is facing over. I'm gonna pull that one off. That gives me a little bit more room. We will pull the black off, which is negative, and this comes out. Those are the batteries. Now, when getting replacement batteries, you can find all sorts of options on Amazon. You can find them probably at local stores as well. The thing that you want to make sure is that you get a good quality battery with good reviews. So I picked up some that had the highest reviews that I could find. They cost about $70 for two. These are Power Star, and you want to make sure that the voltage matches up. So the voltage I have on the old ones are 12 volt, 12-9. There's 12 volt, 9 amp hour batteries, 12 volt, 9 amp hour batteries. So these should be the same. And then you can tell when you look at these batteries, you'll see that they're taped together with a dual sticky side tape. I don't have any dual sided tape. So I do have some black duct tape. What I'm gonna do is create a little spacer here in the middle, duct tape the edges. I'll show you that and be right back. All right, so what I've done is when I was looking at these two old batteries, they had dual sided sticky tape, and literally that's all it is. If you can see that, you've got two little strips of dual sided sticky tape. That's what I put in there. I pulled a little bit off to put in between the two batteries, just so there's a little bit of spacing in between them. And then when I put the duct tape on it, I just simply put it here on the front and there on the back. I didn't want to wrap it around too much, just in case there's a thermal property that may change. I doubt there is, but that's all there really was to it. Now we're going to connect the jumper between the two batteries. We're going to slide these back in. Now I did put a little pull tab back on here just because, again, if I ever have to pull these back out, I want to make sure I can get them out without having to stick a screwdriver or something in that could be problematic. Slide these back in. We'll have to maneuver them a little bit. And we're going to just make sure that they actually do go all the way in before we hook anything up. Show you what's comparative sizing on these. They look close. They may actually be a little bit taller. Together, the sizing should be the same. So it's just a little bit sticky. Okay, now we're going. It was hung up on a little notch in the back. So we're going to reconnect this jumper. Make sure you don't touch the jumpers at the same time. That could be shocking. You might have seen that little spark there as I was hooking this back up. Well, I'm going to be very glad I've got that notch or that pull tab there if I have to pull these back out. So the problem that I've run into, and obviously I've got the batteries out, is there is a probably millimeter difference in height. And as you come in here, you got these rails along the backside, on the top and the bottom, down here. That's just a little plastic runner that sets the diameter, the width that it's allowing these batteries to go in at. So it's rubbing a little bit more than we want. The other problem is I had some duct tape, as you saw, that wrapped around the edges. So that is now trimmed back, so it will not be catching on the edges at all. So this will go in smooth. All right, so what I've had to do is go inside here and remove a little bit of the material on the top and the bottom, because again, you can't take any space off of the battery or any material off the battery. So now we're going to try to put this back in. So it seems to be going back in a little bit easier than it was before. I don't know if you saw that spark. Hopefully that didn't do any damage to anything inside. Okay, that just seated. So I just had to flip it up, push down on it. Now we'll try to put the retaining bar back in. It appears to be going. It's a little bit tight. Put this back up. And before we get everything seated firmly, just get those two tabs in. You hear those pop. Push the power button. You can see it did turn on. It had a little bit of juice left in there. Now we're going to go plug this thing back in and see if it works. All right, so we are plugged back in the office, getting this thing back into use. I have a little space heater down here that I'm plugging into it. That way I can run the test. And before, what would happen is these batteries would show full and immediately drop and everything would power off. So it just told me it passed the test. So I'm going to go ahead and hook everything back up. That is how you fix this type of device. It is a Omni 1500 LCDT, formerly by Tripp Lite. I believe Eaton owns them now.